back.
Greetings and felicitations. Hip hip hurrah, and yes, Mr. Spock, it is pronounced tally ho. Welcome everybody to this Sunday laid back discussion stream on Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies, hosted by yours truly, the all being master of time, space, and dimension. But you can just call me Mr. Lundell. As always, and forever, I'm joined by the lovely, talented Yvette.
Well, good afternoon to my friends across the pond, and good evening to my friends here in the UK, and good afternoon, evening, or good night to anyone else on the planet. Tonight is horror night. And yeah, this one took a while to write. I had an idea, and I've gone with the story this time, and Mr. Lundell's gone with the pitch like I did last time. So we've kind of reversed the way it's done.
So, in my case, that's only because I could only come up with the pitch. I guess I'm more inclined to sci-fi than I am horror.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm up first, guys. So grab some popcorn because I'm reading the movie. So hope you enjoy. We'll be putting a poll up at the end as usual. So the title of my movie is Hell. Can You Escape? ? So let's give you a little rundown of where we are. We're in a remote, unexplored part of the Amazon jungle. It's present day. Dense jungle, humid, teeming with wildlife and filled with constant sounds of insects and distant animal calls. And our team is Dr. Emily Carter, a seasoned archaeologist with a passion for uncovering ancient secrets. She's driven by personal quest to find proof of an ancient civilization rumored to exist in the Amazon. We have Jack Thompson, a former military man turned survival expert. He's practical, resourceful, and often skeptical of unproven theories. We also have Lisa Nagayan, a geologist with a specialization in cave formations. She's analytical, detail-orientated, and fascinated by the Earth's mysteries. And finally, Carlo, rather, I should say, a local man with excellent tracking and understanding of the Amazon, their guide. The group gathers around a campfire discussing their mission. They have come together to explore a thermal anomaly resembling a cave captured by satellite images. The firelight casts eerie shadows as they talk, setting a foreboding tone. Carlo shares the local legends about the area, hinting at ancient dangers. The next morning, they embark on their expedition. The trek is arduous, with the group hacking through the dense foliage, facing natural obstacles and encountering exotic wildlife. Strange occurrences begin, mysterious sounds at night, odd animal behavior, and the feeling of being watched. After days of travel, they reach a location of the anomaly. It's an enormous vine-covered cave entrance, exuding an ominous presence. The group sets up camp and prepares to explore the cave. As they enter, they find ancient markings and carvings suggesting the cave was once inhabited by a lost civilization. Inside the cave, they navigate treacherous passages and discover stunning underground formations. They also find evidence of a previous ill-fated expedition. The deeper they go, the more unsettling the atmosphere becomes. They encounter strange symbols and artifacts suggesting the cave may have been used for rituals. The group reaches a point where the cave opens up into a massive, seamless, endless drop. They prepare to navigate around it using their climbing gear, but suddenly a rumble echoes through the cave. The door beneath them begins to crumble and disintegrate. Before they can react, all four of them are plummeting into the abyss. After what seems like an eternity, they hit the ground. Instead of being dead, they are all just very stunned and disorientated. They take a minute to check each other for injuries, then survey their surroundings. Instead of pitch darkness, there is a red glow and a horrendous heat to their surroundings. "Do you hear that?" Jack says. Emily, Lisa, and Carlo nod in agreement. It sounds like someone is walking towards them, but the footfalls are huge. From around a hidden corner of the cave, a beast emerges. It has red skin, black eyes, wings folded, and tiny protrusions on its head. Emily, in shock, thinks it looks like a demon. Jack, always bold, steps forward and starts yelling demands into the cavernous space. "Show yourself! Give us water! Take us to your leader!" I had to put that in. The cave shakes with a deep, booming laughter. The devil, amused by Jack's audacity, appears before them. His presence is overwhelming, radiating power and menace. Now, I've got some pictures, guys. Give me 2 seconds just to share screen. Just to give you a bit of share. And then I'll put that up for a sec. And
Okay.
there we go. But I'll have to go back to the story. All right. So if you drop that back down so I can read the story. All right. Is that okay? I don't want you seeing this. I'll stop sharing. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The devil speaks. The cave shakes with deep booming laughter. The devil, amused by Jack's audacity, appears before them. His presence is overwhelming, radiating power and menace. The devil speaks directly to them in a low, booming voice that seems to resonate through their very bones. "Welcome to my domain," he says with a chilling smile. "You have trespassed into hell." Overwhelmed by fear, Carlo throws himself to the devil's feet and begins begging for his life in his native tongue, tears streaming down his face. The devil's smile widens as he listens to Carlo's pleas. With a deliberate and cruel gesture, he extends one taloned hand towards Carlo. Carlo recoils, realizing his fate too late. The devil's touch is like a spark of igniting gasoline. Carlos bursts into flames, screaming in agony. Emily, Jack, and Lisa watch in horror as their friend is consumed by fire before their eyes. They scream and try to run, but demonic guards swiftly capture them, dragging them away into the darkness. Inside the cell, Emily, Jack, and Lisa huddle together, traumatized and grieving over the loss of Carlo. Fully realizing the true horror of their situation, Jack begins searching around the cell, looking for anything that might help them escape. Emily and Lisa join in, desperately hoping to find a way out. Lisa suddenly finds a bent piece of metal, a little larger than ideal, but their only hope. She hands it to Jack, who approaches the cell door, cautiously scanning for guards. To their relief, the demonic guards are complacent, believing the prisoners to be too defeated to attempt to escape. Jack starts working on the lock with intense focus. Minutes stretch into what feel like hours as Jack struggles silently with the lock, sweat beads on his forehead, frustration mounting as the metal piece seems inadequate. Emily, noticing Jack's struggle, gently asks, "Can I give it a try?" Jack spins round, anger flashing in his eyes, but he softens at the sight of Emily's determined expression. Exhausted and dehydrated, he nods reluctantly and hands her the piece of metal. Emily crouches down and begins to work on the lock with careful precision, her heart pounding in her chest. Lisa watches anxiously, tears streaking down her cheeks as she grips Jack's arm for support. Suddenly, to Emily's surprise and the others' disbelief, the lock clicks. They look up in astonishment, hearts racing with hope. "Is it open?" Jack whispers urgently. Emily nods and slowly pushes the door open. Jack takes the lead, cautiously stepping into the corridor beyond. Emily grabs Jack's shoulder, her voice urgent. "We have to find water immediately, or we will die of dehydration." Jack nods grimly. "I know," he says, scanning their surroundings. The tunnels stretch ahead, ominous and unfamiliar, illuminated by faint red glow. The three explorers start to move a little faster, hearing thuds of footfalls all around them. They turn a corner and run into one of the demon guards. He grabs Lisa. "No!" she cries, struggling against the demon's grip. Jack and Emily back off slightly, their minds racing to figure out a way to save her. But it's too late. The demon guard speaks softly, almost reverently. "Master, I have captured one of them." Right in front of Jack and Emily, the devil himself shimmers into existence. They can't see his face as he has his back to them. The devil booms with laughter, saying, "There is no escape from hell, my dear." He reaches out a talon, as before, and touches Lisa, who is begging and crying for her life. As the talon touches her, she bursts into flames just like Carlo. Jack grabs Emily, who is transfixed in horror, and drags her off up the corridor. As they cautiously explore the new corridor, Jack's hand brushes against a section of the wall. He feels a chill, a stark contrast to the oppressive heat of hell. "Emily, feel this," Jack whispers urgently, drawing her attention to the cold spot on the wall. Emily steps closer and places her hand on the wall. "It's cold," she says, in surprise. That has to mean something. Emily still has the piece of metal they used to open the cell door. She takes it out and strikes the wall forcefully. A piece of the wall crumbles, revealing a damp, glistening surface. Jack examines the wet patch closely. Water, exclaims, excitement lighting his eyes. Emily holds up a cautionary hand. Wait, she says, her scientific instincts kicking in. Let's make sure it's safe. Jack rolls his eyes, but nods reluctantly. He cups his hands together like a bowl and collects some of the liquid trickling down the wall. It feels like water, Jack reports, holding the liquid up for Emily to inspect. Emily dips her little finger in the liquid and studies it carefully. She raises an eyebrow and looks at Jack thoughtfully. Sensing Jack's impatience, Emily bends down and takes a small sip of the liquid. We'll die anyway, she says matter-of-factly to Jack, who watches her with a mixture of frustration and concern. Emily pauses and then smiles slightly. I'm not dead, she confirms, and it tastes like water to me. Without hesitation, Emily cups her hands and drinks handfuls of liquid. Jack follows suit, drinking greedily. After a few minutes, both of them start to feel better, the refreshing water rejuvenating their exhausted bodies. Water is life, Emily says softly to Jack, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. Jack nods in agreement, but quickly grows serious. We have to find a way out of here. The two explorers, feeling renewed and with a slight sense of hope, travel down corridor after corridor. The third turn into an almost rock-like featured corridor. They stop. Look at this, says Emily. It's rock. Jack, impatient as ever, says, so? Emily looks at him and says, it's not hot or tepid. It's just rock, like the cave. Jack, delirious from everything, could not grasp what Emily was trying to tell him. I don't understand, says Jack. I think we're out of hell, or almost, Emily explains, her voice filled with a mixture of excitement and disbelief. Let's look at an opening or a tunnel that might get us away from here. They search for what feels like hours, but can't find anything that would get them out of this strange corridor. Suddenly, a loud noise reverberates through the passage. They spin round, and shimmering into existence, the devil appears. This time they have a perfect view of this vile creature, standing at least 10 feet tall, with huge shoulders, a massive chest, the biggest horns Emily has ever seen. His skin glows bright red. Jack catches a glimpse of a long, menacing tail. He instinctively puts his arm out to back Emily and himself away. The devil speaks, his booming voice almost blowing out their eardrums. This is a trap, my dears, says the devil. A little hope for nothing, he laughs in a sinister, echoing sound. You have all been very entertaining, but I am very busy torturing the damned, so fun time is over. Jack and Emily, desperate, beg him to let them go. We won't tell anyone, says Jack. Yes, no one, please, Emily. The devil responds with another booming laugh. On your knees, both of you now. Jack and Emily drop to their knees, expecting a talon to reach out and touch them like it had with Carlo and Lisa. But after a minute or so, nothing happens. They both look up at the devil questioningly. Aren't you going to kill us like our friends? Jack snaps, his voice a mixture of anger and fear. The devil's eyes narrow, and he lets out a low rumbling laugh. Kill you? Oh no, my dear Jack. Death would be too merciful. I have far more entertaining plans for you. His grin widens, revealing rows of sharp, gleaming teeth. Emily, trembling, asks, what do you mean? The devil steps closer, his massive form casting an even darker shadow over them. You see, true torture is not in death, but in endless anticipation of it. You will wander these corridors, forever searching for an escape that does not exist. Your hope will rise and fall, breaking you bit by bit. And when you finally on the brink of despair, I will come to you again. Jack's face pales as the devil's words sink in. No, no, you can't do this, he whispers, his voice cracking. The devil's laughter fills the corridor, reverberating off the walls. Oh, but I can, and I will. Now get up and continue your futile search. I will be watching. With a final chilling laugh, the devil vanishes, leaving Jack and Emily alone in the cold, rock-like corridor. Desperation and fear claw at their minds as they realize the true horror of their predicament. Prologue. Can you escape hell? The answer is no. And I can share the other pictures I just did for this, which are we got the devil and then we got the corridors. There we go. Tell me when you can see that.
You haven't shared it.
I thought I had. Oh, I didn't click share because I'm a dipshit. There's that one, but my favourite one.
Yeah.
Everyone see that one? My favourite one's this one. That's how I imagine the corridors. Just going forever and ever and ever. Well, there you go, guys. I hope that wasn't too long and tedious for you all. And hi, everyone.
That was quite interesting. Before we go any further, right now we have 8 people listening on YouTube, 3 on X.
Wow.
So this is kind of
11 people just heard my story.
Yeah. Pay attention, people.
Yeah.
You're learning stuff, Don't forget to give me good credit for it.
Hey, Curtis. Yes, I did write it. Yeah. Yeah, we did a sci-fi last week, and this week's horror. Hey, Brogu. Hi, honey. I'm just catching up with the
Yeah, he snuck in.
Yeah.
And so did Curtis. And he said he might be in and out. But okay, I don't know. I guess I'm not as tuned into horror as Yvette is, because I came up with a pitch for a horror movie, kind of in something in the realm of gothic, body horror, and that's just not me, body horror, slashers, stuff like I'm not into that. And so for inspiration, I took an actual historical event. In 1864, during the American Civil War in Mississippi, Jones County, in a Confederate state, the county in Confederate state of Mississippi, the county was Jones. A group of runaway slaves and white farmers actually took down the county government and raised the American flag over the courthouse. And from that point until the end of the Civil War, they had held the Confederates did, trying to take it back from the rebels. And they ended up calling it the Kingdom of Jones. So what I did was I took that idea of what kind of happened in that county and turned it into a vampire story. So it's a fictional county, okay? Crimson County. I didn't think of a state where it would be in, but it's Crimson County in rural South, the mid to late 1920s, like dead in the middle of the Depression. Well, not the Depression, but Prohibition. So you've got a county in the South. Supposedly, all of the segregation and Jim Crow and everything is in place, but everybody from from all the surrounding counties, they know something ain't right in that in Crimson County. Yeah, supposedly, you got black water fountains, white water fountains, you get on the back of the bus, all of that stuff. But they don't see the control or supposedly control that they would have over black people as it would where they are originally from. It's strange. People have moved from other places to try to change it, but it doesn't work. Those people end up either dying, getting along in the getting along with the program there, or turning around and leaving. As it turns out, since the time of the Civil War, this county has in fact been run by vampire clans. And there are black clans, there are white clans, and there some of the clans are just a mix of the two. Because vampirism in this, it's a genetic anomaly. So genetically, a black person and a white person can be quite similar. Added to that, these vampires, they're all daywalkers. So there's no difference. You really couldn't tell the difference between uh, one of these vampires and somebody else. And it's like four families that rule this county. They rule it politically, economically. Nothing comes in or out without their permission. No one is attacked or jailed or what without these four families' consent. And it's been like that for well over 100 years, even though there are tensions between the clans. And, sometimes they're almost about to break out with little wars, but they find a way to settle the difference, keep everything quiet and make money because they control not only the legitimate business, but all the bootlegging, all the prostitution, all the gambling. It all is done by the blessings of these vampires. Enter a young one, as they would call it, a 20 something who constantly questions a lot of the decisions, what goes on, what doesn't go on. Why do we keep quiet? Because it's not a whole lot regular people can do to us. And it's always the answer is always, that's the way it is. It works for us, it works for them, at least the ones that know about us. So he becomes disillusioned, and several incidents happen, and there becomes a dangerous power struggle between the clans. And it begins to escalate and this young one is in the middle of it, and he has to decide whether he's going to stand by his clan, join forces with another clan, or risk everything and just throw the whole thing out. I came up with this kind of description. Crimson County is a gripping tale of forbidden desires, political intrigue, and the battle for power within a secret society set against the backdrop of the Prohibition era. It promises to keep audience on the edge of the seats with a dark blend of horror and suspense. That's where I am right now.
Ooh, very, very much. I don't want to compare it to Dusk Till Dawn, but that sort of feeling of vampire clans battling each other, or they're not battling, they kind of live together but in their own groups.
Yeah.
Daywalkers too.
Well,
yeah.
Classically, vampires can be daywalkers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely. They're just a little bit weaker in the sunlight. That's perhaps established there. So, and besides, okay, you're talking about running a county, so people are going to visit you from other places. It'll be during the daylight hours, and they want to see mayors and sheriffs and other political people or just power brokers in that county. It's going to be during the daylight.
Yeah. So who are they eating? Just people wandering through, or?
Oh, okay. That I played around.
I was just curious. Yeah.
I played around with the thought of, usually the people that get too nosy end up being eaten. For the most part, they're surviving off of animal blood. It keeps everything kind of quiet. You don't want to bring too much attention to yourself. Maybe you go out, bite one person, take a little bit of blood, but then you don't kill them, or you don't try to change them. That kind of stuff. Okay, let me see. How do I oh, okay, yeah. Here. Start up a poll.
Oh, yes. It's a couple of people that actually have only just joined up. JP's and Joseph, I said they need to go back and 2x mine. Won't take long. But not before you'd finished.
Okay. Who has the better story this time?
Well, we drew last time because our lot will not. They're too nice to us.
Okay, poll is up, ladies and gents. Let us know who's the worst, who's the better creative type. Oh my God. Right out of the book, Yvette at 100%.
Yeah, I wrote it for myself.
Just messed up. So, don't let her get away with it.
Well, you
But,
should vote for yourself.
okay. So far, you're winning 67-33.
Wow.
Well, okay, yeah, you okay, like I said, you put more into the horror. I'm more of a
Well, you did the sci-fi like
yeah.
that, and I did what you did, a pitch for the sci-fi, and we
That's
reversed the thing this time. You did the pitch, and I did the story.
that. I mean, mine just started rolling. So
Mm,
and
yeah, definitely. I'm one. I have to have everything in front of me and already done, whereas you can see it happening in your head and just
yeah.
it just comes out, which is way over my talent. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
I like the idea of yours, definitely. Yeah.
Excellent, according to Words and Pictures. Excellent intrigue, young hero being to make them all rethink how they've been controlling the county in a modern world.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, there was I can't think of it. It was like a vampire movie, sort of like that. Uh, I can't think of the name. It was Blood Ties, or they were actually, they were day walkers, and they just kind of wanted to be left alone.
Mm.
It was groups of them, of vampires and such. But the problem was you had these guys that would hunt them down, and they were like this old family from like Greece or somewhere, and big land somewhere in California. They were growing grapes and whatever, and they what happened was they found one family that was like in Texas, and they killed like the mother and father, and the son, the only child, was always drilled into him that if something happened to us, take this. It was like a pendant, and make your way to this place in California, and that's what he did.
Mm.
I don't know. I think it was Blood Ties was the name of the movie, but it was
Hey, Jeff.
they made vampires a little bit more relatable. And then there was like a television series, and they were like the vampires were like gangsters, different clans, and they would always just get close to killing each other off anyway.
Mm.
Oh, so word selection, huh? Multi-character tale of four blood families. Yeah, it would. That to me that would be the thing you would think with vampires. It would because at one point that would be their protection, numbers, and then
Words has just put something very funny in.
the two Winchester lads. Who the hell are the two Winchester lads?
Supernatural.
Oh, uh,
They're expert vampire killers.
well, see, that would probably be a twist in it, the Winchesters, or somebody
Oh.
like the Winchesters, you know.
You put the
So,
Winchesters in it, I'll watch it.
well, somebody like them. So, but then how would that work in the kids' favor, or again, or it could be Oh, he could screw them, use them to take them down, to take certain leaders down, and then everybody kills the Winchesters.
Hmm?
You know,
I'm not happy about that.
why not?
You're not killing my boys.
They don't have to be the Winchester.
All right.
They could be the asshole Winchesters.
They are arsehole Winchesters. JP
Oh,
says Buffy outdoes the Winchesters any day. Well, yeah. Buffy was brilliant. I'm not going to argue JP's, but I'd rather watch the Winchesters because they're gorgeous. And you'd rather watch Buffy because of Buffy.
I never really liked that character. Buffy. Now, the idea of a Slayer is great. Somebody that, special. But it's what Blade was. He was special. So, Buffy, it doesn't bother me. It's just okay. I guess it's the name, so it has to be this certain type, this cheerleader looking little white chick from the valley, that that more than anything is what turned me off about the movie. I didn't watch the show until like way later in its progress when it started getting stupid. And at that point, that's when it confirmed to me that it was, a stupid premise in the first place. So, and Blade was the male version of a Slayer archetype. Yeah.
Yeah. It's accurate. I do hope some people have gone back to listen to my story because we've only had 3 votes. If you 2x it won't take you a couple of minutes.
Well, the poll's only been up like what 7 minutes. People have to kind of
oh my goodness! 5 votes, 4 votes, 3 votes.
Yeah,
it's going up and down like a prostitute Snickers now. I can put the pictures up again if it helps. I know the devil's scared words and pictures.
Yeah. Now, okay, everybody, tell us what you would change. Especially with mine. Mine is, it's in such a raw state.
Oh, can I go first?
Please.
I'd certainly put a fracture between the 4 bloodlines. So, 2 of them were friendly and the other 2 were friendly, and there were fractures between them. So they never sometimes agree on things, and they have their own inward battles with each other's bloodlines, So sometimes it doesn't run as smoothly as...
Yeah.
And maybe they have to knock a couple of them off because they're not keeping to the rules.
Yeah, well, that kind of goes with the territory. Yeah, you may have, like the Jets, and what was the other one in oh God, the Warriors and the Jets kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what you were thinking. I mean, you can't have 4 blood families of vampires that all get on. I can't imagine it.
Yeah. There would be, because the way I was looking at it, you've got one clan, they're all white, one clan, they're all black, and then a couple of them that are a mixture of the 2. And so it depends. It could be crazy. One of the clans could be, mostly Native Americans.
Mm,
You know, you could
definitely.
you could
Yeah,
you could play with it along certain lines. So
definitely.
definitely the Europeans
Yeah.
and the Africans not getting along all the time, but they'll team up to keep the Native Americans in line,
Mm,
or you know, vice versa. It could, and then it could, you would probably need one ruling class made up of all the clans to stop it from just totally exploding.
definitely.
Uh, who doesn't wear knickers, JP's?
I said the pole was going up and down like a prostitute's knickers. That was his
Oh,
reply. They don't wear knickers.
oh, okay. Four families, statewide power structures conflicting with each other. Rather a lot to fit into one film. Well, now it wouldn't be statewide. It would just be in like one county of the state, and it would be to their advantage to get along, to keep outside forces from constantly sticking their noses in the business, because there would be that, you know, you find out you got, you know, this place and it is mostly vampires, run by vampires. Here comes the church, and then all these weird guys with crosses and mallets and wooden stakes. You know, huh?
Yeah.
That's a thought. Johnny Depp,
Yeah, Johnny Depp. Nice. Cool
one of the
lad.
clan
Yeah.
leaders.
I think Keanu Reeves would make a good
Well,
clan
well,
leader as well.
no, I would make Depp like an outsider.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
He's a vampire. He could claim power, but he's like, I don't want too much to do with these idiots. They're going to eventually end up killing each other anyway. So, and then the kid is probably taking advice from him.
Mm.
Some things.
Oh, JP's, that's an interesting twist. The Native Americans could be skinwalkers instead
Skinwalker.
of, yeah, a mystical creature that
Oh,
can
like it.
change
Yeah.
into any form. And Native Americans really believe in them.
Yeah.
So that would make a bit of sense.
That's too much like Underworld though, because
Well, skinwalkers aren't werewolves.
but
They
that
literally they can turn from animals to people to wispy ghost-like figures. That they're very creepy things.
true.
It depends if you want to keep it all vampires or maybe mix in, you know,
I
the
had
because of the Native Americans.
yeah.
Skinwalkers would make sense.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. It could
Mm,
just be all these different clans of magical or mythological, beasts.
mm. Skinwalkers are frightening, and that they're always seen around Native American grounds, land.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah, that could
So
work.
yeah, that's quite a good call, JP's.
Yeah.
So
I hadn't thought about I
no,
hadn't done
no, no.
a lot of research into skinwalkers, because
Mm.
I hear that term. It's usually always associated with werewolves.
Yeah, no, they're completely different. Absolutely couldn't be more different.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And as I say, they can turn into animals, any animal,
Yeah.
but they can also turn into weird looking creatures or resemble a human, you know. They have That's why they're called skinwalkers, because they can turn into anything.
Yeah. So far, Yvette is winning the poll. Whoopee.
Yeah.
Okay, and random.
Event Horizon. Yeah. I love Event Horizon.
Okay, yeah. Eh, I don't really like to mix sci-fi and horror that much.
Well, Event Horizon was actually the initial thought for my sci-fi, because they use a jump drive in that, but one that goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And Joseph, just so you know, my sister worked on that film,
Oh.
so I actually have some patches that they wore on their uniforms. I have some patches from Stargate, and my sister sometimes drops things off for me. And if you got Sam Neill in any film, it's going to be a success. But it's very gory. But you
Yeah.
don't actually get to see what it is.
Oh, so it's like that French sci-fi movie.
French one.
Yeah, that Clooney remade.
Not sure if I've seen that.
I can't think of the name of it. It's the one where everybody on this spaceship is gone crazy, and they send him there to as a shrink to help him out, and he ends up going crazy because everybody's got like a doppelganger, and they end up killing the
Oh.
doppelganger, and that's
Ooh.
that's what makes them go insane.
Ah.
I
Cool.
can't I can't think of the name of it, but uh, what else? Okay, so with Yvette's story, okay.
Yeah. Any ideas on my story? I've set up the where it is, what they're doing, um, and the fate of falling down the abyss, in landing in hell, basically, by accident. And of course, people have to die. It's a horror. And yeah, the ending, because there were two left, the ending was a bit. I hummed and hawed over the ending. Do I kill them off? Because really, you can't escape from hell. Because if you got out, people probably wouldn't believe you. They'd lock you up anyway. But I really wanted it to be a twist. So I kind of made it so that, yeah, they're not going to die yet. He's
Uh-huh.
getting amusement out of watching them get their hopes up and try and beat him. You know, you can see them 3 weeks from the last line finding another corridor that's just cave like, and found implements and start
Uh-huh.
digging, you know, and then he'll appear again and laugh his ass off at them, sort of thing, you know,
Oh,
until he gets bored, of course, and then one talon and you're dead. But as he
yeah.
said, he is rather busy torturing the damned as well. This is his entertainment, because they're not supposed to be there.
Oh, so Satan gets bored as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, why is everyone afraid?
Afraid?
Feedback, people.
Well, I think half of them didn't hear mine. That was the problem. They arrived after I finished, so we got
Oh,
10 watching. I'm just hoping some of them have gone back on the 2x just to hear it. But it would certainly LDG. I enjoyed yours, Yvette. Oh, thanks, honey.
oh, that's what he's gonna suck up to you.
Or perhaps he really enjoyed it. That's how I'm going to take it.
Okay. Uh,
Ooh.
so I took the time and checked the
Oh, cool.
community tab, and I have added this week's movies starting tomorrow, 7 p.m. It's it's Creature from the Haunted Cave. It's a Roger Corman movie. Wednesday for the watch party, and I'm probably the only one that remembers this movie. It's Japanese Attack of the Mushroom People. That's what we're going to watch party. Friday premiere, another Roger Corman Creature from the Haunted Sea, and Saturday I think I'm gonna just continue with a little what we started yesterday, and we're going to do The Pit and the Pendulum.
Oh, brilliant.
Price,
Another classic.
his descent into
Edgar
madness.
Allan Poe as well.
Yeah. The only problem I have with that is they didn't do what Poe wrote when it came to, because with that particular story, Pit and the Pendulum, you're listening to a guy recount his time in a torture chamber.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff is going to research part one. Can't participate in a poll without seeing events. Fair enough.
Oh, that's fair enough. Can you hear him?
Yeah, I heard him. It's Yvette's new housemate. Everybody.
What did Wes wanted to know how tight Lisa's outfit had on. Well, as it's not designed yet, Words, as tight as you want it to be. I'm thinking Emily would look more like a cross between, or not even a cross between. I think between Tomb Raider, and maybe Helena H.G. Wells from Warehouse 13, maybe. And then you've got, that's the dark hair. I think Lisa would be blonde and with a bit of curves here and there.
So Thomas likes Barbara Steele in The Pit and the Pendulum. Actually, Barbara Steele did better movies, and they're all Italian. Okay. That's the only problem. She could take advantage of that long black hair that she had.
Yeah, yep.
And according to Words, in my mind, Emily is dressed like a more classy Velma Dinkley.
Oh. I have no idea who that is.
Velma Dinkley.
I'm sure I do know. I just don't know the name. You know, I'm terrible with names.
I don't know who that is either.
Oh, dear. Oh, Scooby-Doo. Velma.
Oh, with the glasses and the sweater. Yeah, okay.
Well, she does get to snog Sam in Supernatural. Scooby-Natural, one of the best episodes ever.
Oh, so
Season 13, episode 16. You can watch it as a one-off.
I'm probably gonna have. Well, okay, they actually run. I found out a local channel here. Well, it's not really local because I can catch it. I can catch it on the web. Comet. They run Supernatural.
Ah. Well, I can always play them in Cosme.
Yeah.
You know, there's always
But
that option.
see, but you'd have to start with me. You'd have to
start right at the beginning. I know.
Episode 1, season 1.
Yeah. LDG was the same. LDG was the same.
And it's been going what, 20 years now?
No, you got 15 seasons that are either 22 to 24 episodes, except season 3 there was a writer's strike and we only got, I think, 15 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But then season 16 will be made next year. It's coming back, people. You better hurry up and catch up.
Yeah, see, that's what's confusing me. See, the seasons. Once upon a time, you had 26 episodes. That was a season.
Yeah, and it's pretty much either, I think some of them are 26, but some are 22, some are 24, some are 26. Yeah.
See, but now, okay, especially with streaming, you've got 8 episodes, and that's a season. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. Well, that started happening here long before it started happening where you were.
Yeah. But then, okay, the thing with, as I understood it, with British entertainment, they planned things differently. They planned for a show to run, 3 seasons, and that's it. Whereas, whereas here, they'll beat the dead horse as long as they can. That's why we've got, some shows that, they've lasted 20, 30 years.
Well, our soaps have lasted for, well, all of them, apart from EastEnders. I think I was alive when EastEnders started. But the Emmerdale Farm and Coronation Street were going before I was born, and are still going. I never watched them. What are you doing? Oh, we're up here. Are you coming up here? What are you doing? That's the camera. Dare I turn it on?
Looking for something to knock off the shelf, huh?
Yeah, there he is.
Behind the monitor where all the wires are.
No, they're all on the floor. His name's Chuck and he's 10 weeks old. And he's a little nightmare already. What you doing, Chuck? What you doing? Oh, here we go. We're coming up here. We're coming up here. Hello. Hello. Hey, my little boy.
And he jumps. Right for the jugular.
There we are. There's something soft to sit on, is there?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
needed a little cuteness for the stream.
Yeah, a little cuteness for the stream. The new addition to the family.
Yes.
No, don't bonk the microphone, please. Yeah, you're right in front of the camera. Yeah, no, don't sit. No, do not turn around and show him your poo hole. That's not nice.
Too late. He's already taken over.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, he's
How
gone
my
back.
cat.
There we go. Anyway, he's mooching, so I'll go back. There we go.
So, anyhow, next week, and I am super stumped. We're going to do a TV show.
Yep. I'm looking forward to this because I've got so many ideas. So I'm going to draw out a pitch for the show, but I'm going to write the pilot episode as well.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, put the pressure on me.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Why not?
I have kind of an idea. So everybody, with the exception of Yvette, tell me, what if I take an existing book, turn it into a TV series? One that I'm quite familiar with. One for good idea, two for bad idea. Come on, you cowards. Okay. Random Menace tells me it's a good idea.
Well, you said I couldn't answer. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I wanted to gauge. Okay, Thomas says it's a good idea. Okay, now I just got to decide on the book. Better yet, okay, what if we both pick a book and do it?
Huh? I've already got mine in
Okay.
motion. I'm doing what you did with sci-fi. You chose the franchise. So I'm going to extend Warehouse 13 that shouldn't have gone.
Oh, okay. Huh. I have the book. And I have the book in mind. I don't think anybody's ever heard of it.
He's bopping the microphone. You've got a bopping ball down on the floor and you never play with it. But my microphone? Seriously, Chuck. And now he's just curled up in front of me. I know. You're not used to me being here. Sorry, guys.
Okay. I'm looking at all of the books that I've read that I have on Audible.
Wow. Well, if it's anything like mine, there'll be hundreds.
So, okay, yeah, it's 2 books. So if anybody's interested, you can kind of read up on them. Causes of Separation and the Powers of the Earth by Travis J. Corcoran.
2 I've not read.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes into some of my political thinking with
Yeah.
these two books. So
Hmm.
that take out wasn't that okay? Words and pictures is take the ideas from the book and write a new story rather than copy it into a film.
It's not. It's a TV series we're doing next week.
Yeah,
Was
and it these two books, if you they, I think they would be interesting, especially I think in an American audience in the climate that we're in now.
hmm.
So it's based on an option that if it was an option that you could actually decide to take, I know thousands of people, including myself, that would consider and end up taking that option.
Yeah. That
So
sounds very intriguing.
yeah, it is. And I'm going to leave it right there.
Yeah. You don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Because in fact, I could probably see somebody like Darren taking the option as well.
Yeah. Yep. He is a writer. I
Uh-huh.
own his book. So.
Um, I don't think random. I don't think I could. I don't think I would need to put a twist into this because the series will be based on both of these books. They're like part one and part two, so it would be a good, shall we say? And I think it would spark a lot of uh, thought and criticism about some things.
And it'd certainly be brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, oh,
Oh, words
uh,
are saying there are recent publications.
yeah, they are. And in fact, the guy who wrote these, he kind of uh, what is it? He crowdfunded them,
Ah, right.
get them published. To me, it's a shame more people haven't heard of them and read them. But you'll see. I would, starting as soon as I can. I've got it. Well, I've got probably a day full of stuff to do tomorrow. I can maybe by the end of the day I can start writing things down.
Great.
So, uh, anything else?
Well, obviously, next week's the last week of us writing our own films and TV series. So, you
Mhm.
guys have any ideas or wants for the next season? What do you want us to do? We've done top tens of everything. We've done being deserted on an island for life. We've written sci-fi, horror, and we're doing the TV series next week. What else would you like to see us try? You can push us. We are prepared to give anything a go. And JPs, if you ask for a porn, I would not be surprised. Stop chewing my wire. Chuck. Pain in here. Oh, get off. No. My
Uh,
headphones. phones die.
Deserted
Curtis.
with Yvette.
And Brogu. Oh, good night, Brogu.
Okay. So,
Wow.
oh, the big lug has got a crush on you.
Oh.
So, I think we beat this dead horse as much as we can. So
Yeah.
time to probably say good night for now. Okay. I want to remind everybody, drop by the channel, join if you haven't, leave a like, comment. I got a shit ton of movies up. Watch a couple of movies. They're all terrible, cheesy 50s and 60s sci-fi and horror, so you'd love them. So you can always go there and watch a good movie, watch a bad movie, and also check out the playlist for all of the documentaries, all the Bigfoot and ghosts and ancient astronauts that you want, everything you want to know about any of that is right there. Not as much Nessie. I gotta find some Nessie. But
yeah, I need to write that down because I was gonna find a few for you that I knew about.
Yeah.
That would probably go very well. Nessie.
Yeah, which I mean,
Beast of Bodmin.
Yeah, see, to me, that's the damnedest thing. Okay. Loch Ness. Loch means that it's surrounded by land. Okay. That's what the word means.
But even me as a scientist, to this day, until technology caught up, I mean, there was a possibility of a cave.
Yeah.
A cave that could reach out to the sea somewhere.
Yeah.
But unfortunately technology caught up and they confirmed there were no caves.
Yeah.
And no Nessie.
I know.
So my one probably cryptid that I thought might actually exist doesn't. Although the Beast of Bodmin, interestingly, which, if you've ever seen an American Werewolf in London, that's where Bodmin is. That was Bodmin Moor, where that weird pub is. I actually drank in that pub, and they say stay to the path. I mean, they'll tell you that in real life, because the moors you can sink and die. But the Beast of Bodmin Moor, some people think it's an escaped panther. Others think it's a Abyssinian cat. Ah, thank you, Brogu. I dread to think what the names are like, but as long as you're happy.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Run your game.
Nessie, we know Nessie doesn't exist now, but the Beast of Bodmin has never been confirmed or denied. So there's that one as well. And I know there's a couple of really old documentaries that probably be able to put up, but I've written them down now, Mr. Londell. You know what my brain's like. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And words and pictures, if I can find links for the books, I'll put them in the comments.
Oh, brilliant.
They are on Audible though, because that's
words.
When I was commuting regularly back and forth to work, that was my savior, was Audible. So
every time I had a long drive, it was never music, it was always books.
Yeah.
Always.
Mhm. And even now, when like I have a power outage or something, you know, my
Mm,
phone is loaded with Audible.
yep,
You know,
mine too. That's the first thing that goes on when I go in the kitchen to cook dinner. Audible, from
yeah.
whatever book I happen to be listening to at the time.
Okay, now words, don't get them started. Nessie does not exist. The boulder does not exist. He's not moving a
Unfortunately.
boulder back and forth out of the lock. Yeah, no dinosaur is that smart. It's got the brain
Yeah,
of
but
a
I did until technology had caught up. I
yeah.
had this slither of hope. There is no spoon. Oh God.
Well,
Well,
I
thank you
think
everyone for voting for mine. Quite surprised, but
yeah.
I'm sure the picture of the devil helped.
So 86% to 14. So
Wow.
I got at least one vote. So
Yeah. The child in me wants to believe. Believe me, words. I held on until technology proved it.
well, you know what? We all did it with those cryptids. Here in
Yeah.
the US, it was Bigfoot. You know,
Mm,
I
mm,
remember in high school, me and this other guy, we were actually plotting out ways to see if we could catch one.
yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
Because I mean, because we were thinking the guys who do that, they're set for life. You know, you wouldn't have to work ever again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and
A
then
true
when it finally
capitalist.
dawns on you, okay, Bigfoot does not exist. Some idiot with big clown shoes is running around in the mud laughing at these people.
Now, cryptids are very interesting, and some more believable than others, I will say. However, in the defense of people that do follow cryptids and think they may catch one day and become billionaires, the coelacanth, which was a fish from even before the dinosaur times,
Yeah.
um, was presumed extinct and therefore a cryptid because certain people thought they'd seen it. It turns out that this island of people have been
Yeah.
eating them all this time.
Yeah. Madagascar.
And it went from being a cryptid back to uh, a fossilized living fish, a
Uh-huh.
fossil, a fossil fish, if you so to speak. Yeah, and you got the horseshoe crabs. They're as old as time itself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're very weird.
Yeah. Blue blood and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. As I said, very weird. I'm pretty damn sure they're not part of any of the chain of evolution because blue blood, the way they walk around, they look like face huggers with a shell on.
Yeah.
See where I'm going with this?
Uh-huh.
Nessie might
Oh,
have a spaceship. Oh,
words.
words.
Nessie
Oh,
does not have a spaceship. Nessie's brain is the size of a marble.
oh, that's not fair. Oh, walnut. It's usually about the size of a walnut. Are you back? Hello. I know. Just eat your dinner.
But anywho, we've digressed long enough.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thanks everyone, and thanks for the votes.
This was fun
Appreciated.
as usual.
It
Uh,
was.
and please jump over to my channel, watch some stuff. I'm getting inching closer and closer to the watch hours for monetization. Can't do it without you guys. So when I tell you to watch some good movies and watch some bad movies, I mean watch some of my groovy movies. Don't forget, like, subscribe, buy me a coffee if you feel like it. I love my caffeine. And
Oh, yeah, so do I.
until next time,
Did you see what words just put?
Kurt came back from the future and took Nessie to those
Oh,
were
he went there.
whales.
Yeah.
Those were whales.
Screw the whales, save Nessie.
Oh, God.
God.
And it's in that damn lock, huh? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody, thank you for coming. We'll do something. We'll do something every Sunday. I don't know. Sometimes I think we're just gonna invite somebody and beat them down in a debate. So for Yvette and Mr. Lundell, everyone have a pleasant Sunday. Get your rest in for the week ahead. Again, thank you for coming.
See you all later, guys.
And Yvette.